Hey folks, welcome back to the farm. I'm down here at the garden today. I'm going to start plowing, and I'm going to discuss whether you should plow or till. And I got a new little whiteboard here I'm going to use instead of a piece of cardboard. So I get asked a lot, which is better, tilling or plowing? And my answer to that is you need to do both, or at least I do in my soil. So you've got to plow, I've got to plow, and then I got to till. And I'll discuss a couple of things I might be doing in the future that's maybe a little different, but the principle of it's still the same. If you like our channel, hit that subscribe button. We would appreciate it. We got a lot of new subscribers here. We post videos 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we're basically a small farm in Southeast Tennessee. We do have a big market garden where we sell at the farmer's market. We got a kitchen garden, we got chickens, we got eggs, we got meat birds. Matter of fact, I got a big shipment of layers coming in, hopefully tomorrow, tomorrow. And of course we're starting a goat dairy. You can go back and look at some of the videos, and we got sheep that we're trying out. So what I'm asked is, do you need to plow your garden or till your garden? And the reason I think you need to do both is because if you take a pile of dirt in your hand and you smash it over and over and over and over and over several times, that thing's going to compact and get really hard. Well, that's what happens when you just till. Anyway, here's my philosophy on this, and I hope this makes sense. Here's your tiller, and when you till your garden, this right here is only going to be about like 4 inches. And every time you come over this, every year after year after year, you're packing this dirt down right here. So what that does, that really packs it down here. And this is called hard pan. So this area here that you need, you need at least probably 12 inches at least. It's going to be hard as a rock down in here. And what that does, the reason you don't want that is because when you plant your vegetables, so you got that fluffy soil here, then you got your hard pan here. This is hard pan. Those roots are going to come down and only go so far, and they'll spread out this way, and you won't get as good as production. Sometimes you want, if it's really, really hard and really, really shallow, you won't get hardly any production. And plus that, when it rains, instead of soaking down into here, sometimes it'll puddle up, then it'll rot your roots out. So that's what I do. So I start out plowing. Show you how I got my plow set up. So I come down and I'll take my plow. I think my plow's I just measured it at 16 inches, so it's a 16-inch plow. So it goes down 16 inches roughly, and I can't get 16 in all of it because like right now it's a little too wet. Now if it's in perfect soil conditions, yeah, I could go. It's a little too wet today, but I got to get it because look at this sunshine, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow night, so I won't get this done and the other one done. And but I'm gonna get at least 12 inches. In spots I get 16. But anyway, you take that dirt and you turn it over, so you're going down that far, then you bring your tiller here and fluff that up. And you'll see I already got the first furrow done here, and you'll see how rough it is, and that's why I run that tiller over that. Then you've got 16 inches of topsoil right there. So you could also, and what I used to do back before I got my tiller, I'd run my cutting harrow over it. So I'd plow it and let it sit. I usually plow it in the fall, let it sit all winter, and it'd break them clogs up, and then run that cutting harrow over. Now you got to have really good conditions for that. You can't, if it's a little bit wet or a little bit too dry, it don't work. You got to be perfect. So that's one thing I like about the tiller too. It don't have to be perfect. So that's why I say that tilling and plowing, you need to do both. And I don't know what other kind of soil conditions you have where you live, but that's just something to think about. Even I know a lot of people around here, they'll get those guys come around with a 5-foot lightweight tiller and a compact tractor and till them out of garden. I'd say even after 4 or 5 years, you need to subsoil that. And that's basically probably what I'm gonna go to. A subsoiler is just a piece of metal that goes down like so. You know how a plow would take that dirt and turn it over? A subsoiler would just go down and, you know, down however far you want, like 12 inches or so, and loosen that hard pan up. This hard pan right here, it'll loosen that up without turning the soil over. And that might be the better way to do it, but you know, I just gotta go what I gotta go with, because I already own a plow, and so I'm gonna use it. Now eventually we'll try to go to a subsoiler if I ever get any money. And I've seen some people use we call them orchard plows, but it's like a spring tooth harrow. I just don't think they would get down deep enough, especially in my soil conditions. So, you know, I don't know about where you live. But anyway, that's what I say. Plowing or tilling, you need to do both. Now, you little walk behind tiller, I don't see no problem with that. That's all I had for a long time, and I used it in my other garden, my upper garden, where we'd be planting our root crops. So, you know, I don't think that, and I'll be using it in these high tunnels. I'm not getting my big tractor in there again this year. So I gotta walk behind the tiller I'll be using in here. So we'll check it out, and you can take like a piece of metal or a probe, and you can probe down and see how it does. So we'll check that at some point in the season before I plant, after we get these tilled up. So anyway, let's go over here and look at the plow. And if you remember, I cut this with my cutting hard to break up that plastic. And I think that's gonna make it a lot easier to plow. So let's go over and look at it. If you have any questions about that, or if I didn't make it clear, just leave a comment or send me an email, and we'll discuss it. So here's my 2-bottom plow. I think it's a 16-inch plow. I've also got a single plow that I started with. I got this one at an auction. I just gave it like $100 for it in an auction. Nobody else wanted it, so I took it. It's getting worn. I'm going to have to change the cutting part out. This part right down here, it's getting a little wore. So, but I think that's made where you can flip it around the other way. So got it hooked to my John Deere here, my 55 50D 2-wheel drive. So we're gonna take off, and I'll show you what I got started and how I did that. So I got my first, what I do, I try to pick the halfway point in my garden here, and then I pick a point down at the farthest end. Like I picked that little tree, I don't know if you can see it on camera, and I focus on that tree. I try to keep it as straight as you can. I don't know that it matters, but it's just a pride thing, I think. So I went down and back, and you can tell it's a little bit too wet, but boy, it looks good though. Really looks good. Can't wait to get my fertilizer samples back and see how it does. But we'll go ahead and get started on it, and I'll show you kind of how it does. And it's pretty cool. I like arching plowing anyway. So well, it takes about an hour to do this one, and a little over an hour and a half to do the other one. The other one's a little bigger, and of course I'll go up there and do that upper one too. Of course I did it last year. I usually just do them every other year, and a lot depends too on how it feels, about when I walk through here, how it feels. So I definitely think it needs it this year. I don't want to wait another year. The other side's not as bad. I don't feel as compacted as this side does. And this side has a right down in here has an area about 3 foot wide. It's really hard, and I can't for the life of me get that plowed in there deep. It runs probably about 10 foot at a diagonal. I don't know what it is. Probably a buried treasure or something. So anyway, let's get started plowing, and I'm already in a long video, so I'll show you how it looks. Couple quick tips. I'm bad about when I'm plowing and I got my hand on the steering wheel and I look back to see my plow, my hand goes which way I'm looking, so that makes it crooked. So keep that in mind. Usually if I look back, I let go, just loosen my grip on the steering wheel, because I don't know how many times I can't hardly do that for nothing. I also got a little Sunday school lesson about that. It's about looking back, look forward, not back. But anyway, something else. It's plowing out real good, but I was going to show you how I set this up, and I forgot to at first, but usually I take it up to my driveway. I've got one level spot there on my driveway with concrete. And I set it down and I level, there's like a bar goes on the bottom of this, and I level that up and then adjust it with my top link and all that. But evidently I broke it, and sometime right here, this is supposed to go on out. So at some point I broke that today, and I'll have to go back and look at the video, or when I'm looking at the video I'll see at some point that I broke it in here or what. I'll have to find that, or I won't hit that with my tiller. So dadgummit. Anyway, I'm gonna get back at it. This is, besides baling hay, this is one of my favorite things to do. It's so relaxing, and I like watching the dirt turn over, and just gets me ready for spring. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. So you can see I just made a few passes here, and it looks really good. It's actually turning out better than I thought it would. Like I said before, I thought it was going to be a little too wet. It is just a tad. It really needs another day to dry out, but I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'm gonna get it while I can. It just clogged up on me, so I have to kick that out. Sometimes it'll clog, if it's really wet, it clog up between the two plows, and just makes a little mess. It ain't no big deal. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll show you this in a different video, the after effects, because I'm gonna get on it now. Kind of getting hungry too. It's getting close to supper, so I'm gonna try to get as much as I can before supper. Hope you liked the video. Plowing or tilling, you decide. I need both. You decide for yourself what you need. Hope I explained it okay. Like I said, if I left something out or something I didn't say wasn't clear, just let me know, and in the comments, or send me an email. So anyway, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate all your subscribers. I've got a bunch of new subscribers. Like I said, we post videos 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. A little small family farm down here in southeast Tennessee. It feels like spring, first day of March, maybe second day of March. Man, it's got me wanting to plant. Matter of fact, I do need to start my beets and my cold plants this weekend. Still haven't finished my greenhouse, but I am kind of making a time lapse about as I build a little bit. So we gotta get these high tunnels cleaned out. Gotta get this plowed. We gotta get ready. Be here before you know it. Appreciate y'all watching. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Remember to support your local farmer. And farm markets will be starting up in another month or 2, so let's get ready. Appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video down here on the farm.